Hey guys, so it's been a little bit, but I'm putting out my music video for Safe this Friday. But yeah, I wanted to talk about why I'm putting out this video and what Safe means to me. I put out my project to Sunny Boy last year, and it was amazing. I was so happy to put it out. Like, it was the first time for everything for me in a lot of ways. But really since then, a lot has happened. Starting with, I ended up getting let go from my job in a round of layoffs, and pretty much since then, I haven't had a job actually, and yeah, for 9 months was unemployed, and it was one of the hardest times in my life. I was definitely like supposed to be promoting the album. I was doing all that stuff to lead up, and then after you're supposed to promote and you're supposed to put out little videos, and I had all of these clips that I had recorded of different locations and places on my camcorder. Everything looked so cool. I had these plans. Was gonna release all these short little videos and things that would kind of be like visualizers for each of the songs, and I just hit a rut, man. Like, once I was told I was let go, I was in survival mode. I was scrambling to figure out what I wanted to do, what I was going to do, how I was going to pay my rent, all that stuff, and I really couldn't prioritize the music too much. I did end up having that performance at Grand Molino Grand Park in LA, which was great. That was awesome. That was fire. That was surreal. So anyway, I am someone that is very private, especially when it comes to social media. I hate social media. Like, I detest social media. And a lot of people talk about this all the time, but I think social media at its worst, it's psychologically draining. I mean, it's so much manipulation that's happening, intentionally or unintentionally. People are trying to trick you to get you to engage with their content, or they're doing like skits that aren't being positioned as skits to get you to engage in some sort of like gender war argument or whatever. And it's something that weighs on me. It weighs on my brain. I feel tired after consuming it. It promotes overconsumption. It promotes comparison. It gives you these unrealistic standards of things that you should aspire to be. Um, and obviously it promotes addiction as well, with like the dopamine hits that you get from watching each video. Um, and then just like the up and down nature of like your emotional state, where you could be watching a really sad video, then a really happy video, then a funny video, then a thought provoking video, and your emotions are going all over the place in the span of 10 minutes, especially on like apps like TikTok. So I feel like I have such a disdain for social media and how it's transformed the way that we interact with each other, the way that we treat people. Obviously, performative is a really big word, but I think for a reason. Like, there's a lot of people who want to um, show and signal to people that they either aspire to be a part of a subculture or some kind of niche thing that they want to be associated with, but without actually participating in it or wanting to be a part of it, because they like it, just because they see the effect that the people who they do see participating in it, how people treat them. And I just think that it can be so fake at times, right? Like, yeah, the psychological manipulation, all of addiction, FOMO, comparison, it can put you in a really negative state. And it affects me, especially being someone that is, I'm neurodivergent, having, being hypersensitive to some of these things, being very aware of my emotions and how they change, but also feeling them so strongly. Yeah. So a lot of times it's hard for me to participate in terms of consuming it frequently, in terms of pushing content. It's why it's hard for me to promote stuff. Like, it just drains so much of me, but that's not why I'm talking about all of this. I think, social media can be bad in so many ways. And I think about that a lot. I talk about it a lot amongst my friends, but also social media at its best can be so beautiful. Like, it promotes connection, empathy, inspiration, belonging to a community, and being able to see yourself in other people. The way that it disperses information, at least good information, being able to be aware of what's going on in certain countries that maybe we wouldn't be able to know what's going on without social media. So there's so many benefits to it as well. And I think my goal for this video is to explain how I'm thinking about art as an artist as I put out this music video. Um, Kind of what's been going on in my life since I've, released a Sunny Boy, and then how my relationship with Safe has changed in a lot of ways. So I think every artist kind of goes through this, but it's hard not to be jaded at times, especially like if you're someone that loves to create and just create because you have this urge internally to create something, and you create. And then it's like, okay, but now I have to put it out. Where am I going to put it? How am I going to promote it? And now you get into this marketing kind of mindset. And that comes natural to some people, and it doesn't come naturally to some people. And, I studied business. Like, I'm able to apply that. I have a mind for it. Like, I'm able to apply it to other people, but I think it's so hard when you're doing it to yourself, because you have to almost treat yourself and your music like a commodity, like a product, when you, in the first place, you did it for the act of it. I believe creation is divine. I think it's one of the most divine things that we can participate in. And yeah, like at times it can feel like you spend 5 years working on a project just for people to consume it within an hour or skip around and listen to some songs or whatever. Anyway, I'm not saying that because of, whatever. Like, whoever my music connects to or whatever, great, phenomenal. That's what it's about. The reason I'm putting this out is because I want this to connect with you. I want people to experience what I've been able to experience, even if it's just one person from listening to this song. And yeah, like, I think when I first made Safe was like it was very much a song from my perspective and based on a lot of like just situationships and experiences that I've had with women, but also hearing from like friends and their experiences with people, and caring about someone so much, but like seeing them kind of harm themselves and just wanting the best for them, and wanting to be that kind of place of comfort for them. And that's the place that it came from when me and Zach made that song. It was so cool because like I had the idea for the melody, and then he just started strumming, and we kind of just recorded the whole thing basically in one take. And yeah, like it's still one of my favorite songs that I've made. But I think why that song hits different for me now is that, so like I said, I was let go from my job. I eventually had to move out from my apartment, which I loved. Like, I loved my place. I loved the interior design of it. Like, I'm super into that. It was my space. It was mine. I was the king of my dominion. And like, I was working from home. Like, it just was like where I was comfortable. But in a lot of ways, I was maybe too comfortable, like I wasn't going outside and meeting people. I wasn't putting myself outside of my comfort zone. And I think that having to leave my place and go back to live with like my father, first of all, I'm so blessed to even have a family member, have a father that, I can live with him. Like, and even though, yeah, there's an impact there, like still be comfortable. Like, I understand that like there's so many people who don't have that benefit or resource. And I'm so grateful to be able to have it. But there is something that you're relinquishing, when you're in a different space. Like, it's not yours. It's not your space. And as someone that's always had this very like ambitious mindset when it comes to career, when it comes to creative, whatever it is as an artist, like just wanting to put my best foot forward and be the best, and everything has to be the highest quality, and perfectionism. And just like the pressures as well of being a Black man as well in America, and what that also kind of being an expectation if you want to be successful, of having to keep it all together, having to not mess up, being hard on yourself when it comes to mistakes and stuff like that. And I think like this wasn't the trajectory that I ever imagined my career going in, at least from like a professional perspective. I felt like I was going back to square one in a lot of ways. So, I lost myself. I lost myself in a lot of ways. I am someone, or I was someone that was very, very, and I still am, into like what I wear and all of these things, and like very prideful person. And I feel like in a lot of ways, this experience was God violently humbling me, like violently humbling me. And if you've experienced that, then I think you know what I mean. When I say that, I don't mean like he's being violent, but it's like you're climbing something. Like imagine a baby climbing up something they're not supposed to be climbing up on, and then you just snatch your baby out of the air and bring it down to the earth, to the ground. I feel like that was happening to me. It all comes from this sense of control, this sense of like all of the things that I think make a good artist or a good curator or whatever that is having like such a strong sense of direction and taste and all of that. And I have that. But like also part of that is control, wanting the control. Maybe not over other people, but control over yourself, control over how people see you, control over how you express yourself. And when you are in a place where you cannot financially do that, when you are not in your own space, like you can't do that anymore. You can't tailor and curate and do all of the things that I think, at least if you're an artist, you would love to do. You're living in it and you can't hide. And I'm very much the type of guy that like, I would say I'm emotionally intelligent and I'm vulnerable. But what I've realized during this process is that I'm vulnerable about my processed emotions. I'm not vulnerable about the emotions that I haven't processed or the emotions I'm going through in real time. In real time, it's a lot harder to let people in. And I felt like a ghost. I felt like people didn't see me. I felt like people didn't understand the pain that I was going through. Not that I was telling them, but like people weren't checking up on me and all. Not that anyone owes me any of that stuff, but it's just, when you're in a state of depression, negative self-talk, man, that's a thing. And it's in your head and it's just telling you people don't care about you. They don't care about you. Your career is not going in the right place. The things that you thought that you're going to have, you don't have it. And in America, especially in this system of capitalism, and as a man, we tie our worth and our value so much to our jobs and so much to what we do. Yeah. So it's just so funny to go through that. And the only thing that you have to lean on now when you're meeting people and you're in spaces like, oh, what do you do? It's like, I'm an artist. I'm a co-founder of Black to Infinity, but like, you're not really trying to talk. You're not trying to make small talk, man. Like when you're in it, when you're feeling depressed and drained and tired and anxious, like you're angry at what's going on in life, like you isolate yourself. And you think that that's the solution. If nobody cares about me, I'm going to just go away, So obviously I had amazing loved ones that did check up on me. And that wasn't true. That was negative self-talk. Whether it was my girlfriend or it was my mom, or my sister or my father in his own way, friends here and there. But like at the end of the day, you can't shake that feeling of feeling like a ghost, like you don't have value and that you're not seen and people don't see those things that you're going through. So what does this have to do with the Safe music video? During that time, out of every song on A Sunny Boy, Safe was just one of those songs that I just had it on repeat. It was calming. It was soothing. It was meditation for me. And when I felt like I was so anxious that my body was just tight and I'm shaking and I'm just like, what's going to happen? What's next? When unemployment runs out, like, and you're wondering, like, is there even a point? Like, why am I still here? You know, and you're having these questions. That song was such a blanket, like a warm blanket, like a warm covering for me. And it transformed from this song that maybe I had made originally rooted in my past experiences and friends' experiences to almost a version of like the past version of me who made these songs, who wasn't in a depressed and anxious state, speaking to the current version or the future version of me and saying, it's okay, man. Just sit here, just stay, just be in it. Won't you stay for the day? I'll keep you warm. I'll keep you safe. And that was so comforting to me. I just had it on repeat, just listening to it. And it reminded me that, like, as jaded as we can feel when you make the art, you're excited about the art, the creation of it, and you're just going through the creative process and you're just like, okay, it's not ready yet. It's not ready. It's not ready yet. And then all of a sudden you have to pivot to like marketing. I have to put it out. How do I put it out? What am I going to do? How can I take my creative brain and apply it to all of this? Like, you switch from, like I said, treating your piece of art that you put so much care into a commodity, and you have to sell yourself. And listen, that's a part of it. Like that, it's just, I think artists know that can be difficult at times, and especially if you're just doing it on your own. But what it reminded me of is that I made the music originally for me. Yeah. So safe, just hearing it and have it wash over me as I'm having nights where I'm just in my car crying, just upset, mad, sad, not eating. Safe was that comfort for me. So anyway, why am I saying all this? I would love for Safe to connect with people. And if it connects with one person, I feel like, I'd love to hear your experience, because I think the song is powerful. I think the song, whether I intended to or not, I think like sonically and just how it sounds, like it if it can give you an ounce of the comfort that it gives me, then I feel like I've done my job. Yeah. So then there's the song, and then there's also the music video. So we really started doing the Safe video, like, and started like planning for it, doing the creative production for it, all of that before I ever lost my job. I think what was so crazy about now, like, continuing to try and work on it. And yeah, I initially thought maybe we could put it out by like, say, November, because I was still in that kind of like marketing mindset and the business of music, like, I don't know. I know I'm rambling, but I feel like never have we been more aware of the business of music, because we have podcasts and we have, social media, and there's all these things where we're talking about the business. We're talking about what artists need to do from a marketing perspective. We're talking about, like, and I don't mean like people that are in it, the industry, or like fanatics or have a platform, just regular people, me and whoever, just chatting about what we think this artist needs to do, and we're kind of doing like armchair A&R of like what we think, just like sports, right? Like, I think sports, we're probably a little bit more aware of the business of it, but not to the degree that we are now. I mean, like with the NBA and first apron, second apron, what guys are getting per contract, NFL, like guarantee money versus incentives, and what they get if they reach this or hit an all pro or all this stuff. Like, we're so inundated and aware of all of these things now, and we internalize it, whether as a fan or as someone that's trying to participate or participating in the ecosystem. And as an artist, it's hard not to think about those things. But looping back, remembering I made the art for me. I made it for me. And with the hope that if it could connect with one person, or two people, or three, that's amazing. That's beautiful. Impact is not purely magnitude. It can also be the depths of how much you've impacted one person. The depths of how much you've impacted one person can be more than 1 million people hearing your song. I really believe that. So anyway, given all of that, I was still like, I'm starting to creep. Depression is creeping in. Anxiety is creeping in. My place of comfort, my sense of comfort is not the same. And all throughout that time, throughout that 9 months, rounds of edits with Heidi and Dana and everyone else that touched the project. And we're just going through it, sending revisions. And there were times that maybe that was the only productive thing that I did that week, was show up for a meeting with them to talk about what we needed to do, what we didn't want to do, all that stuff. And it was so helpful just to show up. I could have literally just like been down, crying, maybe hadn't talked to anyone besides maybe my girlfriend that day. And then I have to show up on a call and talk about how the music video can be better. So this music video, one, I'm really proud of it. I'm proud of the work, the final product that we have. I think to step up from what we did for Material World, the storytelling, the cinematography, the coloring, the editing. Like, I'm just proud of it. I feel like it makes you feel, and that's what I feel like every artist's job is to make you feel something. Can I make you feel something? I think we've achieved that, and I hope we have. Time will tell. But it was a lesson in stewardship. Stewardship has kind of been the word of the year for me, and it was a lesson in stewardship of just showing up, pouring into it. Even though I had a creative block, like I couldn't even think of myself from what's my artist trajectory or career, what's the next thing. I couldn't write music. Like, I could not write music. And yet I was still showing up to like, all right, we need to do this. We need to do that. What if we did this? What if we did that? And yeah, we finally finished the video in June. It was a labor of love. It took a long time. I know part of that was on me in terms of giving fast feedback, not being the quickest, because I'm depressed. I'm literally depressed, and a ton of other circumstances as well. But it's funny, we're now at like a year from when I put out A Sunny Boy, and all of these things have happened. All of these things have happened. And I'm forever changed for them. But putting this music video out is like me kind of coming back to the art. And even though me a year ago would have maybe criticized this version of me and been like, why are you putting this out? Like, what's the point? Like, you didn't do it in the window of time that you're supposed to. Art is art, man. Like, art exists for the sake of existing and for the divine connection to creation, to creating. Not because of the business of it or how many eyes see it or all of that. And I don't know. I think that, yeah, we know consistency, how to play the game, social media, all that stuff. I get it. Like, I'll be the first, if I'm giving advice to another person, I would tell them all these things. But there is something to be said for the art existing for impact and for yourself and for that connection to the divine. So I know I'm rambling, but I just want to say that this video, the song, it's taking on a new meaning for me. It's a testament to perseverance and sticking with it, even at some of my lowest moments, even when I couldn't think about what an artist's career looked like or write a song, think about music, listen to music, but just sticking with it and continuing to make it. And I'm so proud of everyone that was involved. Everyone killed it. Everyone killed it, from Heidi to Dana to Dave, to the team. I'm really proud of it, but I'm even more proud of, kind of what it means to me. And I'm hoping that if it connects with one person, even just one person, like text me, DM me. I want to hear how it made you feel. I think male vulnerability is really, really important, especially as a Black man. And yeah, I just wanted to be, I don't have some grand plan or way of promoting this. Like, that's not my intention. My intention is just connection. Can this connect? And if it does, please let me know. I'd love to hear. Oh, also, the video is coming out on Friday, probably like 12 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, I'll probably put it out at that point. But let me know what you guys think. It's going to be on my channel on YouTube, Sunday Bakare. There'll be a link in my bio on my Instagram to be able to see that and everything. So would love to hear what you guys think, whether you like it. And yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and peace.